You know what it is. It's your man Rafielle, and we back with Politics and Black Families. Today we got a brother sounds who everybody see all through the city.
Oh, right.
You can't avoid seeing them. They everywhere. Mr.
Right,
Ali Carter. Yeah. Big deal. Clap it up one time for Ali, y'all. Give it up. I'm telling y'all, when I say I see him everywhere, when I say people's champion, I'm telling you, everywhere I go, if somebody's having a conversation about the guy, you see his sign, you see him on Instagram. How are you? Where do you get time to sleep, bro?
You know what they say, sleep is for suckers, man. Yeah. No, I'm just playing. You know, I get time to sleep, man. I like naps. I like naps, but I definitely
power naps.
Power naps. You know, and I wake up early, or you know, I don't know. I just kind of move with it, but I just like to keep moving though. You know, I mean, I think life will slow us down when we need to slow down.
Indeed.
And it's definitely done that for me a few times. You know, and this is the time of motion.
Yeah,
you know,
it's the time to me. The time of motion.
It's time of motion. I think that when you see a problem and you know that you're able to solve it, there becomes a moral duty to solve it. Yeah. You know, if you hold your moral compass dear to your heart, you know, which I do. You know, so. I'm really talking about the motion that's happening right now with me running for Fulton County Commissioner of District 6, and the reason why I'm here right now. You know,
how did you get into politics? Because you have an interesting story. I went on your site and checked it out, and I know you did something with the Board of Education from Chicago. You made it down here. You worked in the mayor's office. Like, you've been active for a very long time. So tell us a little bit about your journey to how you got here right now.
All right, well, how long we got? How long is the show?
We got as much time as you need. Go ahead.
No, I try to be, that's my real laugh, bro. That's my real laugh. I try not to do it too much. But, no, so the way that I ended up in politics, I was actually about 19, 20 years old, man, and I was modeling at the time, and I was on tour with Soft Sheen L'Oreal. And we happened to be in Chicago, and we were actually at the L'Oreal grand opening of their whatever, right? And John Stroger, who was Cook County Board President for, I want to say almost 22 years or 20 some odd years, he was there. And I had always been interested in politics, and I just walked up to him honestly and asked him, how do I get into politics, right? Yeah. Just literally sat next to him with his executive protection all around and everything else, and was just naive to the whole thing that I really wasn't supposed to be, close. But he was like, man, come to my office, come to my office on Monday. Yeah. So talked to his chief of staff, got the number. And honestly, that was like a Wednesday, right? Yeah. So I go back to the elementary school that I was working at, and I told one of the teachers that I met John Stroger, and John Stroger.
Give him a little backstory on John Stroger that you're speaking about.
Well, man, John Stroger.
Understand how?
Okay. Well, John Stroger, like I said, 20 years in Chicago politics means that you have a political machine behind you, and John Stroger was the political machine for our community, the African American community. And he had a hold on the city, man. Yeah. I mean, Cook County Board President, Cook County is bigger than Chicago. Yeah. It's also a lot of the suburbs around Chicago, outside the perimeter, Yeah. And so... And just to tell you, his son went on to be Cook County Board President after him.
Oh, wow.
You know, that's how strong the hold was. Yeah. And I cut my teeth. Yeah. And they considered me a soldier for Stroger. Because we were young, man, and we did whatever we needed to do, or whatever needed to be done.
Yeah, for the people. Like that.
Yeah, for the people. Yeah. And I'll be honest, for the organization, you know? Yeah. Because that's what it was about. And that's what Chicago politics... honestly, is all about.
But Chicago politics get portrayed differently, right? Sometimes
they don't call Chicago the Windy City because of the wind. No, for real. They call it the Windy City because of politics.
Really?
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. So they got me into politics, man. Yeah. But no, I just want to finish that story. So I get to the school, the teacher says, "Oh man, my cousin is best friends with Todd Stroger, John Stroger's son, and he's a state rep. You should call him." We literally left the conversation, went into an office, and called him right then and there.
Yeah.
He said, "Don't go to John's office. John just going whatever. You need to come with me."
Yeah.
You know, so he said, "I want you to meet me tonight at Lisa Madigan's fundraiser." Her father was Michael Madigan, who was real big in politics in Illinois as well, right? Yeah. So we get there, 3,000 people there, man. He gives me a stack of cards. He says, "I want you to go on the other side of the room. I want everybody on the other side of the room to know that I'm here by the time I get over there." And then walked away. By the time he got on the other side, when I say everybody on that other side knew who that man was and that what he was running for and things of that nature. Yeah. So fast forward to me bringing my family to Atlanta, and I'm, out of work actor, looking for gigs and things of that nature. And a friend of mine in the arts invites me to his house where he celebrates his guests. He invites, his friends who really are fabrics of Atlanta, and I got to meet some wonderful people. Yeah. But Andre Dickens happened to be a guest there.
Was he mayor or?
He was nothing. It was 2012, and he was working at Georgia Tech. I'm not going to say he was nothing. He had started a program at Georgia Tech for the minority students, and he was doing a lot in the community. He was working in his neighborhood association, things of that nature, president of his neighborhood association. Yeah. But anyway, I saw him there, and I looked at his flyer, Googled him real quick, Googled his opponent, and I was like, oh, this man gonna win. He's got the pedigree. He's against a wounded duck. Yeah. And he's going to win. So I walked up to him, told him the story I just told you, and said, I would like to do that for you. So the next day, it was done. I was at his first fundraiser, and it hired me when he won. I came on. Yeah.
I would like to say, when you talk about the mayor, the current mayor, this is the first time, and I've been in Atlanta almost 20 years, that I really hear nobody say anything negative about Andre. It's kind of scary in the sense, unless I'm not getting the frequency where they have in the channel, but as far as, just talking to common people.
But that means
about
your community and your circle are happy with the current
I mean, it's a lot of stuff that has, since 2020 took office that I've seen, like visible stuff. Yeah. And then it's just, I watch him and I see how active he is. I see him walking down Martin Luther King, like going into the businesses, talking to the people, and I'm like, what is he doing? But it's like he's doing it, and I think it's honorable. It's honorable, and I'm glad that you took that and ran with it, bro.
Yeah, no, we got good leadership, not necessarily good leadership in District 6 at the moment.
What's going on with District 6? What do you think? What's going wrong with District 6? Because that's actually my district when I think about it.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. I think leadership is what's wrong with District 6. I think that there's a saying, high on the hog or drunk with power, and I think that that's what we're witnessing. I think that, being in politics since I was 20, there's a culture, and there's a certain way to do things in order to get things done for your constituents, and when you come in and you think that you can navigate this this lion's pit, with sharp teeth and claws and vigor and bravado and all of these things, it doesn't work that way. Yeah,
because I watched the video and I won't name names, but I seen some name calling, right? And the first thing I thought was, distasteful. Yeah, to watch somebody. I didn't like it personally. Right. I just thought like. Yeah, it was kind of a weird thing going on, so I understand that. But do you think that
these are your representatives representing you? Yeah, in a lot of facets, in a lot of different ways.
Indeed. Do you think that the issue is does it come down to not wanting to find allies with people that look like you, and you find more? Because it's something weird happening. It's something weird happening.
It ain't weird at all, man. Yeah. It's a push for power, man. Yeah. It is a person that is working on their trajectory, which is fine, but don't do it at the expense of the constituents.
So you're saying it's like a resume builder?
I mean, a lot of politicians get into this game, man, just to work their way up the political ladder, as far as they can go. And when they feel like they've gotten as far as they can go, then they usually stay there. They may lose, and then they'll go back to the office that they were at before, and they'll kind of they'll stay, man. They'll die in the office, And one of those reasons I would say is because our community, our constituents take a different kind of care. Other constituents, let's just say north side, south side. North side predominantly white, black side predominantly black. The north side, their constituents, the elected officials' constituents, they come to them. Yeah. Right? They complain, they call.
They show up to the commissioner's board, they're arguing. I went one time.
Not even.
Well, I was about to say, I went one time. I said they advocate for what it is they want. Yeah. And they communicate a lot.
Oh, 100%.
When you come to us, sometimes it's you yelling at them, and it gets a little tense in there.
It does, but it gets tense with our constituents. You don't see their constituents blowing up like that on television or in public because they've already blown up in the office. I've been next door and literally have heard council members getting chewed out by constituents with some pull and some power, or even,
Yes.
It is what it is. But when we get in office, our constituents aren't coming to us. You understand what I'm saying? They're not, because they're worried about affordable housing, daycare, crime, transportation, whole nine. They don't have time to call like, yo, man, can you all cut the grass up here, bro? Can you cut the right of way? This sidewalk, y'all just fixed it, but now it's back going apart. We got 16 potholes over here. I didn't see none when I went to Buckhead. Yeah. They honestly, they're thinking this, but they don't have time to call because they just got a call from the daycare. It's $5.55 and we're gonna charge you $1 a minute if you don't show up. So
they got a different.
But this is where I feel that our elected officials have to tap into their moral compass and say, hey, if my constituents aren't coming to me, then I have to go to them. Right. That's why my platform is really the people's agenda, man. Is getting back into the community, finding out what it is that the constituents need, what do they want, what are their desires for their neighborhood, coming up with those comprehensive plans in order to make sure that in 4, 5, 10 years, it looks like what they want it to look like, and they're included. For the folks that don't know, what is the responsibility of the commissioner in District 6? What are those responsibilities, and what do you cover as far as responsibilities from the community to budgets and things like that? All right, so let me just break down. Fulton County is a very large district. It stretched from Alpharetta all the way to Cascade Palmetto. There's 15 different cities within Fulton County. My district, there's 4 cities within my district, which is Atlanta, College Park, South Fulton, and East Point. The board actually is responsible for about $1 billion, and they vote on the allocation of this money for services such as healthcare, animal services, the jails, the sheriff's department, and many other things. But I think that one core responsibility of the commissioners, and will be my core responsibility, is to have a relationship with the mayors that exists within my district, right? And make sure that their needs are taken care of. I think that that's going to take a lot of stuff off my plate because, it's like, I don't know, it's like, I may own the building, but I don't live, I only live in one apartment. You know what I'm saying? So I got to make sure that these apartments are taken care of, and people are living the way that they need and that they want to live.
Indeed.
I say live, work, eat, play. We want to live, work, eat, play here in Fulton County and here in Atlanta. We and without getting our cars broken into, without sitting in traffic for 20 hours or whatever.
So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna throw a couple things around, right? These topics we could just shoot and keep going, right? So I seen something with animal services,
right?
The county the city. What we do with the dogs? I'm seeing dogs all in the streets.
Man,
you can't drive down MLK without seeing the stray dog. I dropped my son off at school. You got 2 or 3. I was just in my neighborhood. I seen a dog that looked like a wolf. I promise you, running. You know where the cemetery is and all that back there. And I was like, what is going on here? So give us a quick recap. What's happening between Fulton County and the city and these animal services? I know things are supposed to be better now.
Yeah.
But what was happening?
Well, I'll give you a real recap. I mean, real quick recap. Bob Ellis, who was a Republican commissioner, he put forth a motion to suspend animal services to the city of Atlanta because they were the only municipality that decided not to pay their bill, you know. But they were saying that in comparison to other cities and what the other cities are paying, they were getting a higher percentage, you know, and it wasn't fair.
So he wanted to modify the bill to
you know, and it was just like, we're not paying it, you know, and the relationship wasn't there. The relationship wasn't there, or they weren't willing to have the conversation before they made this decision. You know, and the commissioner that I'm running against seconded that motion. You know, and she voted.
She's a Republican?
She's voting with Republicans.
What does that mean when you vote against
So she's garnered allies with the Republicans on the commission, and what I feel so has our chair as well. So now, even though the commission is majority Democrat, the legislation gets voted on very heavily Republican because our 2 Democratic representatives have chosen to become allies with the only 2 Republicans. Is that
beneficial to the community and people they serve?
Not at all. Not at all. It doesn't benefit the people that look like them, walk like them, talk like them, smell like them, and everything else. You know. It doesn't benefit the communities in which they serve, and none of that. But like I said, a lot of elected officials don't get into politics to you know, honestly, I'm sorry to say, to help, you know. And I know this firsthand. I'm not saying any names, but one of my first mentors straight up said, Ali, you love people. You know, I'm 21, 22 years old. Ali, you love people, man. You don't get into politics to help people. You get into politics to help yourself. So you don't need to do this. Damn. So today's your last day working with me. You need to go act and go work at school and go do your thing, but, you know. And I'll be honest with you, one of the reasons that made me run, now I'm a Scorpio. And November 9th, left-handed Scorpio.
Any Scorpios there? Any Scorpios in the room?
No.
Oh, Dominic. What they say about Scorpios? What's the science about Scorpios, Ariel?
We ain't gonna talk about that. We just keep going.
We're not gonna talk about
I'm only saying because Ariel over here laughing.
Family show. Right?
That's a nighttime show.
Yeah, well, they are determined. You know, how about that? They are definitely determined, persistent. You know, they have tenacity. And I definitely have that. But You made, man, my train of thought just went, that Scorpio, man, my train of thought just went.
All right, real quick, so let me ask you this.
But what were we talking about? I just want to finish the point. What were we talking about before that? So let's fast forward to, let's say, maybe 5-6 months ago. I'm in a very dear friend's living room, you know, sitting there talking with him, and he was talking about my previous appointment or my previous job with the city. And he was like, when you were with the city, you cared too much. You know, you don't need to be in politics, Ali. Like, you care too much.
Where do you go if you care for the people then? What else do you do?
That's what I thought, right? You know? But he's like, you don't need to be in politics because you care too much. And when I walked out of there, because I had mentioned thinking about running, right? And he just shot it down. And when I left out of there, I was like, I got to run. If folks think that I'm too nice to help the community and to help this county, then I gotta run. Because the county deserves somebody that's nice and kind.
Glad you
wants to see great things for them. You know, somebody called me the customer service guru. Hey, it's not on purpose. It's just because I love serving. You know, and I think that all of us deserve good customer service. But we have to train our customers how to accept good customer service.
Indeed.
You know,
Indeed.
because a lot of times we don't even know how to accept love or accept, you know, good service. It's like, they doing that because the boss is here or whatever the hell. You know, it can't be just, excuse my language, it can't be just because that's who that person is.
Indeed.
You know, so, and I just left seniors doing bingo today, you know, and they're like, all of y'all talk that, all of y'all talk that. And I'm just like, hey, I'm here to show and prove. So you can support, which I would love, but you can also watch me show and prove. Because once I get elected, which I am going to get elected, I will show and prove.
Indeed. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna throw a few questions at you. I'm gonna take it online. Anything online? Brent, you live? You can hear me? I am. All right, you wanna Aaliyah, you wanna go over there so you can see what interpret, because we can't really hear him on the volume side. So go ahead, you live with Ali. You can ask your question.
Hey, I'm really glad that you came out today. Thank you for that. I'm also from the south side of Chicago.
He's from the
south side?
So we definitely have that. I wanted to ask, what's one issue that you believe you can hit the ground running and solve almost immediately as a mission?
What's one issue you got?
Yeah, I think that one issue is, and that honestly is right of ways and grass. You know, it's a phone call. It's calling the council members that I used to work with and really just saying, hey, what's the schedule on MLK? Because, you know, I'm about to go over there in that community and I want to let them know that this is their grass schedule. You know, and just asking that question and not demanding, hey, you all need to come cut the grass. No, just asking like, yo, what's the schedule? And if there isn't a schedule, can we get one? So that we can make sure the community knows that their right-of-ways and that their on and off ramps on the south side are going to be cut eventually because this is the day that they're cut, just like this is the day that the mail comes and this is the day that the meetings are and this, that, and the third. You know, and council retreat or commissioners retreat, which taxpayers pay for. All of that stuff. Let's know when the grass is going to be cut, please. You know?
I got you.
So just a lot of low hanging fruit, which honestly I feel it has gotten out of hand because people can't make the phone call because they've made it personal. And when you make it personal, you take the people out of it. You know, so we got to take the personal out and bring the people back.
Indeed. You got him, B? Good question. Good response from John.
That's a really good answer. Those sort of beautification projects that helps the people in the area take pride in their city. And it just helps, it helps everybody all the way around.
But it starts with leadership. Starts with leadership, and then it trickles down, you know?
So I'm going to ask you this, Ali, then we're going to go to that camera. You're going to let them know why they should vote for you come May 21st. Right? Early voting starts Monday.
Yes.
Monday, but
April 29th.
April 29th, and then...
goes through May 17th.
May 17th, and then May 21st is the last day to vote, correct?
Got it.
Okay, so real quick, what's your top 5 rappers? Hip-hop artists.
Oh, wow. Top 5 rappers.
We can just run them.
Run them. Pharoah Monch.
Oh, okay.
J. Cole. We could put J. Cole up there. Coda the Friend.
Yeah, I'm a hip to him from Brooklyn.
You know, Toby and Wigway.
He dope. That's 4. It's your top 5.
I said that's 4.
That's 4. You got one more.
Dead or alive.
Oh, dead or alive.
No, I didn't say dead or alive.
Oh,
She threw that in there. You can't do dead or alive.
I can't do dead or alive.
No, you can if you want. Those are your dead or alive, but she threw that in there.
Those are all alive. They're all alive.
Yeah.
And they dope and they need attention, you know? And then last, man, you know, I'm trying to think just because between Pac and Biggie and Nas, and I got to go with Nas, man.
Nas over Pac?
I'm just saying, as far as if I'm gonna say a top 5, I love Pac, I love Biggie, but if I had all 3 in front of me and I could only listen to one in their whole catalog, I would probably choose his Nas catalog.
Oh wow, okay, that's a good one.
No, he from Chicago, I thought.
Yeah, Ye from Chicago.
He gave you his top 5. He gave you his top 5.
I like Ye, but Ye be going over here and Ye going over here. Which Ye we talking about?
You know what I'm saying? Kobe or Jordan?
What?
Kobe or Jordan?
Well, that's not even a question.
Kobe?
Excuse my language. You see? Jordan over everybody.
Best cities for spring break.
Oh, best cities for spring break? Shoot. Well, it definitely ain't Chicago. Best cities for spring break? I would say Belize. Is it San Pedro, Belize? Yeah, that was nice, man. I enjoyed it. It's real low key, you know.
Yeah.
Especially for people who don't like all the rah-rah,
yeah.
but they just want to enjoy some good weather, you know. And you could bring your whole party with you, and then you ain't got to worry about everybody else. You
put
know?
that down, babe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's
yeah.
good. It's good for couples too.
Okay.
Because it's not a lot of rah-rah.
Yeah.
Like if you come in for the party, it's not there. But if you bring the party with you, it's gonna be stupid.
I got you. 2 more questions. So, what's your best advice for black families, new families? Being the first one, and then people who are 15 years in, kids about to go to school, about to restart it. What's your advice for new families and then families?
Well, before I give my advice, because one thing that I'm always well, let's just say, before I give my advice, I like to give a little background. You know, I'm a father, and I'm a father of 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls, ranging from 24 to 10. And I was married 17 years, divorced 4 for the last 4, but better father than I was married, you know, more attentive and really, honed in on their life and what they're doing. Because when you tapped in, sometimes, you're so worried about their livelihood and things of that nature that you forget about the nurture, you know. So really just with the parents, it's not forgetting, and I'm talking to the 2 of you, is not forgetting that it started. Come here, young lady, let me see your face. Over here, I want to see your face. So, because I was married 17 years, and I didn't want to get divorced, but I didn't feel like I had a partnership, right? So that's the most important thing, is the partnership, and understanding that it started with the 2 of you. Before the babies, before everything, right?
Before you kick me out the bed.
Hey, all of that, right? And, he needs attention before, you may say, well, the laundry needs to get done and the car needs to be washed and the garbage taken out. But that can't be before he's taken care of, and vice versa, right? And a man will do anything for gratitude and appreciation. We don't want nothing from you. We just want gratitude and appreciation. If you
I want
get
something.
that, that comes with gratitude and
Family show.
but for real, you understand what I'm getting at, right? However, then it's her job to understand how you like to be appreciated, and how you like to be shown gratitude, and vice versa.
Yeah, indeed. Great advice. So let me ask you, last question. When was the last time you cried?
Oh, snap. Yesterday, my cousin died.
Sorry to hear that.
You gonna make me cry right now?
Yeah, let's give a moment of silence real quick. Long live your cousin.
Yeah, thank you. Toya Rivera, Samson Rivera. She, young, man, I want to say 52, died of stage 4 breast cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. I mean, me too, man. And she was my oldest cousin, so that's because, first babysitter and all of that. So it was kind of hard, I ain't ball out, so I haven't got there yet. I'm trying not to do it on camera.
It's all good.
But no, it's all good. But yesterday, that was a rough question.
Indeed. Well, politics and black families are family.
Yeah, man.
Our family.
But honestly, I cry a lot. I'm so transparent.
That's Ralph too. He
man.
cries so much. Every time I call him, he cries. I can't get off the phone without this guy.
He don't look like he cry. You look like you cry all the time.
And he said, no, you look like you cry all the time. You got me. I'm a cry baby.
Yeah, you look like cry. You look like cry.
Yeah, so go ahead.
She harder than you.
That may be true. She hang with all the rappers, man.
Yeah, right.
So let the folks know where to find Ali Carter, why to vote for you, how you gonna change the world, one vote at a time, and Big T Camera.
Well, only way I'm gonna change the world is with you, because the only way that I can get in office and be an example to young people who are coming after me is to have your vote, or someone that have their vote. So I'm Ali Carter. I'm running for Fulton County Commissioner. You can go to votealicarter.com. You can go to my social media, which is off the chain right now. You can go to @VoteAliCarter, all social media platforms. And I'm really in this to really be an example to young people and let them know that we need them to be part of the political process. There was a time when our grandmothers, we knew who was elected because our grandmothers and grandparents had them on the wall.
Indeed.
Right?
Indeed.
And, oh, that's the president. Oh, that's our governor. And oh, okay. You know, and they were proud of their leaders, right? So I would really love to get it back to that, where our grandparents and our parents are proud of putting their leaders on the wall. I mean, it may not be me, but it may be somebody that's inspired by me and how I run this office of Fulton County Commissioner after I'm elected on May 21st.
Indeed, y'all heard it. So y'all know what it is. Politics and Black families. We love you. Peace.
Peace, peace.